Hi, I'm Steve with LIB Magazine. We are here with baseball legend George Foster. How you doing, Mr. Foster?
I'm doing all right, thank you.
Now tell me about the Atlantic League. Your experience and coming. Have you been to these games at the Ducks, and have you been following them this season?
I really haven't followed the Ducks per se. I'm in Cincinnati area, so the Florence Freedom, I see the independent team. About 5 years ago in Florida area, they started up an independent team. I was coaching that team, but they didn't. They after about 2 months, it folded. But it's great to see kids out there trying to still, play. They love the game and hoping that they will get discovered so they can play in the major leagues or in pro ball. I mean, it's hard to say if independent is you're professional, but still it's not in the regular leagues. And they're guys who, let's see, the one guy here with the Blue Jays. He's done a good job. He had been in the independent league, and now he's been with the Blue Jays for the last 5 years.
What skills did you learn as a baseball player, being a successful baseball player, that can apply to life in general?
Well, it's the intangibles of hard work, being prepared for the opportunities that are presented to you, never become complacent, and never stop improving. You want to always strive to get better and better. You don't want to be complacent with what you had done in the past. Keep working at it and ask guys if you want to do something well. Find out from guys who've done it. Get advice from them.
Who taught you what it meant to be a professional? Basically, a big influence in your life, your professional career.
Had to start with my high school coach. He really taught me the fundamentals and the basics of the game. But watching guys like Willie Mays really helped me to see what I need to do. And having Willie Mays and Bobby Bonds there was a big help. But I learned my baseball skills and knowledge through my high school coach. And a lot of guys, they don't know the basics, or they don't know situational play. And those things I try to teach the kids, because once they go out there, when they're on base or in the outfield, what they do when they get the ball, when the ball's hit, what they need to do. And that's a big plus.
I talk to a lot of these Ducks players, and they say that they're having a lot of fun right now, and they're doing very well. They've just won 8 in a row, and they're coming from 7, 8 run deficits, coming back, and there's every player I talk to, they said there's no pressure coming. They're having fun. Do you feel like that was a big facet of your, that was a big reason for your success?
Well, having fun, number one, is but knowing what you need, being prepared for your job or task that's ahead. But when you're prepared for a situation, you're not going to feel any pressure. Only pressure comes when you're not sure of if you can do it or not. But with the Big Red Machine, we worked hard in spring training, getting ourselves prepared for this upcoming season. So we were in a mindset that we always can get ourselves above whatever situation that we're presented with. So being able to rise above that challenge or what have you, you're going to be confronted with. But you got to have fun. But you got to go out there and work hard, get your skills and your body, get yourself physically prepared, mentally and mechanically prepared.
And now you played against Buddy Harrelson. He was your coach in '85 and '86. Tell me, you stay in touch with Buddy, and do you think his influence could certainly permeate, knowing the type of person he was, and help this team?
Oh yeah, he's imparting his knowledge and experience about playing the game. So when guys join his team, letting them know what they need to do, and when he selects his coaches, he know what type of coaches he want to have, and he did a good job as a player. So and he's standing in the game of baseball. It's really great having guys who've done well and stand in the game to teach it.
How did it feel coming in 1976, Yankee Stadium? The Reds, they didn't have interleague play back then, so they just, I'm sure a lot of those players, that was the first time they had played there. How did it feel just coming into Yankee Stadium against that Yankee team and just sweeping them 4 games to nothing, and just having the confidence going in there, Bronx and New York City, and just coming there? What was the secret for that team and having that success at such a high level?
Well, believing that we could do it, and everybody preparing themselves for what they need to do. But I think it's really stemmed from a '75 series when we beat the Red Sox. We thought we were going to beat the Red Sox like we beat the Yankees. So when we had gone in to play the Yankees, we wanted to make sure that we had both barrels firing. But with the Red Sox, we took it for granted that we're going to beat them in 4. But as it turned out, that were 7 games that we needed to play to beat them. But with the Yankees, you never know with them. You want to make sure that while you have them down, keep them down, And then when Catfish pitched that, we didn't want Catfish to come back. So he pitched that one game. Of course, we beat him, but we want to try to beat him 4 straight so they didn't have an opportunity to come back.
Now let's fast forward to 1985. Now that's when I actually became a fan of the Mets and started watching. I just remember you as being like the most feared hitter at that time, just coming up there. It could change the game at any moment. That last 3-game playoff against the Cardinals. Tell me about that Mets team and the guys on that team, and then the atmosphere that surrounded and the emotion in '85, and then leading into '86.
Well, it really started in '84. We started to put it together, and we weren't as. I think the Cubs made a key trade when they got Sutcliffe that made a big difference with them. But the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Mets started to get stronger. And Keith Hernandez in spring training, we had said that we got to get off to a big lead in '86 because we have a lot of young guys with talent, but not with the confidence. But as the season went on, they started to have that confidence. You have Ron Darling, you have Dwight Gooden, Sid Fernandez. So you had the talent out there. So now with the confidence behind that, we've become a great force.
Who was the toughest pitcher you faced in your career?
Probably the toughest J.R. Richard with the Houston Astros. He had a great fastball and great slider. I faced Nolan Ryan, but he didn't have a breaking pitch at the time. He threw hard, but J.R. had gotten it all together, and if he hadn't gotten hurt, he would have put up Hall of Fame numbers.
It was a shame what happened to him. I think he got cut short. It was he was truly one of the most dominant pitchers at the time, and now, who was your biggest influence in growing up, would you say?
I always idolized Willie Mays, and it was ironic I got a chance to play with the Giants alongside Willie Mays, and eventually I got traded to the Reds, which turned out to be great for me. I got a chance to be on 2 World Championship teams. At the time, you felt sad that getting traded from one team, but even though that you felt that team didn't need your services, but you focused on the fact that the Reds needed my services, and it took a while for my getting into the lineup on a regular basis, but when it did, we started to be a winner.
And lastly, too, tell us about you do a lot of work with inner city kids now, and tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing today and what you're up to now.
Well, that's basically what I'm doing. Besides playing golf and tennis and hitting the gym 3 times a week, but work with inner city kids and military kids, teach them life skill through baseball. With the military kids, it helped them to keep their mind off the fact that their parents are deployed, and so they won't have to think about that on a regular basis. So it's a form of distraction, but also it's helpful for them to go out there and participate in the game of baseball or sports overall.
And you always set a good example too, and even I'm bringing this up in 1986 with the Mets Reds, that big role. You showed a lot of strength, and I got to say that you took a stand there. For everybody else was in that brawl involved there, and you said, I'm not going to do it because I care about the kids. And I was a child at that time. I was 6, 7 years old, and I always said that's a great, you did a great thing there. That's what I believe, honestly.
Yeah, well, at the time, it wasn't too favorable with the teammates, but I just felt that, it wasn't really what did transpire didn't really need to happen. And like I say, you got to make a stand somewhere, and it's not going to be a favorable decision for everybody else. Right. But that's what even today, I look back, if I ask myself, would I have done it any differently? If I had another opportunity, I would have done the same thing. And but like I say, taking that stand, because you never know who's watching, especially the kids, letting them know that it's, there's always a better way to do something.
So much, Mr. Foster, for everything, for spending your time with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Great.